Hello everyone, welcome once again to this step-by-step Looker Studio tutorial for beginners by Slidescope. In the previous part we discussed about introduction and getting started with Looker Studio. In this part we will discuss about creating your first report. So make sure you have connected your dataset as we explained in the previous video. So if you have not watched the previous video carefully, please go and connect the dataset. In this example, we have connected the sample superstore dataset file with CSV file upload connector in Looker Studio. And that's why when I log into my Looker Studio, I can see this sales dashboard report here. So I made this untitled reports title as sales dashboard, and now it is loading. So as soon as I clicked edit, again I can see this window where I can see my data here, and where I can see, let's get started. We can see add chart, add data, add page. So these menu items will help us add control, which will be used to create a parameter or a slider or a filter, you can say. So let's take an example dashboard here. This is present on our channel colors tech training. So in this dashboard, in this sales dashboard, you can see we have built various visuals. This is done using Power BI, but we can do the same thing on Google Looker Studio as well. And this tutorial is about creating three visuals here: total sales, total profit, and in this video we will also calculate total sales, total profit, and total number of orders. So here in the original dataset you can see we have row ID and order IDs. So in total the number of rows are 9994, but order ID are not unique. Every row can have one order ID, but this order ID in itself is not unique. This is a repetitive value. As here you can see, this particular person ordered 6 or 7 products here, 8 products here. So you can see name of those 8 products in the product name column. So the total sales for this particular order will be sum of sales of all these rows. So based on those concepts, let's get started. uh, let's start with a fresh mind that we simply have to calculate total number of orders, not total number of rows but total number of orders. When we have a repetitive column, we have to count distinct number of orders. So for that we have to do count distinct. So count is something that will count total number of rows, but count distinct is an aggregate measure that will count only the unique number of elements in that particular column. So for that we will just add chart here, and when you will add chart you will see a table, you will see a table with bars, you will see a table with heat map. These elements we will use these elements later. If you remember in one of the Google Analytics report that we discussed. So as you can see here, this is something we discussed in the first part of this video series as well. So here you can see this is a table but with bar graphs. So similarly a table with heat map can also be created easily, and which we will create later. Now what we are going to do is, let's get back to our sample superstore analysis, and in our sales dashboard we will first use scorecard. So a scorecard is two, there are two scorecards. One is the scorecard with compact numbers. If you see this report here, we have compact numbers like 2.30 million, because if you will write this number it will take too much of space. So this compact scorecard will give you data like this, which will be sufficient enough to make you understand what this data is representing. And then we have total, which will display you the number as it is. So first we will use this scorecard here and we will drag it here. Now what it will do automatically, it will count all the number of records. So the data that we are seeing here, you can see AUT is written. that means automatic measure or automated measure, which you can change. So you can select these running calculations and all, but right now what we will do is it is showing us record count. So this is something that Looker Studio does automatically, and we'll click on this record count, and instead of record count we will choose order ID. As every order ID, uh, there are various unique number of order IDs in total of 9994 rows. So we have to count distinct number of orders. So total number of orders are distinct count of this order ID, and as soon as you will select it, it will automatically select count distinct. You can see CTD. This metric means it is count distinct, and you can click here, you can select count here. If you will select count, it will give you 9994 because this is the total count of this order. You can see the sum here, ignore the first row, 9994. But if you will simply click here, so this is how you can change between count and count distinct. Count distinct is what is the unique number of values in that particular column, and count is what is the total number of values across all the rows in that particular column. So now we can change its size. So you can use these simple resize resize icons here, and you can resize as per your choice. We can click on it. Now we will go to style. So here in the setup you can change the data and its data type and different things, its metric, its aggregate value and all. But in a style you can format how it will look. So if you want to make it compact number, you can make it compact. You can see 5.0k, but we will display there are total 5009 unique orders. Decimal precision is automatic. You can choose the decimal precision. We don't have decimal precision right now, so we will not do that. So if there is missing data, show 0, show hyphen, show null. So if you have some missing data, you can do this again. In later parts of this series we will discuss that data also, where we have some missing data in the rows and how to deal them. This is label. So what should be the color of label? Currently it is black. We can choose this blue color, so that will change it to blue. This is font size. Here we can change font size. We can increase or decrease the font size from here. So this, and you can also change the font family. Currently it is Roboto, but you can choose different type of font family. I will let it be Roboto. This is the alignment. You can align in center. You can align the metric name in head. Metric name is this name, order ID here. So you can name. You can also hide metric name. So I'm hiding metric name. But we will still need to put a heading. So I'll show you how to do that. And metric value I'm also aligning in middle. We have not added any comparison here, so that is not applicable here, but you can align the comparison here also. That is something that we will do in the later part of the series. Background and border, these are important, like what should be the background of this particular card over here. So as here you can see in this report, the background is this dark purple color. So we can choose any other background, but from here you can choose a background. So let's see, we choose this background, and when you will choose this background, then obviously your label color should be in a lighter shade. So in the same lighter shade, or if you want you can choose even brighter color, so like this. So this is our data. So now as you see, we have metric, and in the style we are not showing the metric name. So how to put a metric name here? So for that what we can do, we can add, we can go to this page and we can go to insert, and from here you can select text and drag it over. So this is count of orders. And because this is text, we can drag and put it anywhere, and we can make this a little bit bigger. And in count of orders we can change the color, so we can change the color from this black to white. Let's select, and this is how you can do this. So this is our count of orders. As you can see, this area is tight here, so like it is fixed in center of the number is fixed in center of this card. So here in style you will see a padding option, and in padding we can select 16 pixel or whatever you want, like 24 pixel, so that you can put your labels particularly. So this is your data, and obviously making it bold is this option. I pressed Ctrl plus B, so which will not work on this browser. So this is our count of orders. So this way you can create your first card in Looker Studio, and now we will try to create more cards like this, like total profit, total quantity, and we can also find out what is average profit per sale. We can do those things. Now similarly, either we can again insert text and insert a chart from here. What we can do is we can copy this, paste this, so the same styling will be copied. We can copy this also because we have styled it. So first let's reduce its size. Now, so here we will not show count of orders, but here we will show total sales. So when we are using words like total or grand total or overall, so in such cases the metric that will be used is obviously sales, and the aggregate function that will be used is sum. So as you can see, Google Looker Studio is already doing that, and here you can see when, when you, and when you will click on it, you can see other options also, like sum, average, count distinct, minimum, maximum, median, standard deviation, and so on. So as per the requirement we can choose these values. In styling, if you want to do anything, you can do here. So as you can see in our this report, it is 2.30 M. So that's what can be done easily by checking these compact numbers. So now you can see the total sales as 2.3 million. Now we will paste once again and copy and paste the heading also. So when you will do this, these guider lines will help you in aligning your data. This time we will show total profit. So whatever total profit was there in all these sales. So here all you need to do again, the just the metric will be changed, it will be profit. Other than that, the aggregate measure will be sum. So aggregate function sum will be used, and as we already checked the compact numbers, so now we have the data. So from this report we have built these three visuals, and now in the next chapter we will build other visuals as well.